A charity game in October on ESPNU? Y'all, this is a different era.
You are Locked On Tar Heels, your daily podcast on the UNC Tar Heels. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hey there, what's up? It's Friday, September 13th. Oh, no. It's Friday the 13th. I hadn't even put that together. We better turn this off, sirs. We're done. We're over. Friday, September 13th, 2024. Welcome into the Locked On Tar Heels podcast, the only daily North Carolina show out there. I'm your host, Isaac Shea, joined by our good buddy, NFL football player and Carolina great, Mr. Denoris Searcy. We are at halftime of the Bills absolutely stomping on the Dolphins right now. Searcy is rocking that great Bills hoodie, and we're going to get this in, get it out, and then we'll go watch the second half of that game. You're joining us at the place to get your Tar Heels content every single day, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Thanks for making us your first listen or watch as we get ready to roll into the weekend. Special shout out to all the everydayers joining us and all the members of the Locked On Tar Heels Discord community and the brand new Locked On Tar Heels Insiders. This episode is brought to you by Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONCollege for $20 off your first purchase. All right, y'all, coming up on the show today for real. Carolina basketball is playing a game on ESPN like almost a month earlier than we thought we would see them. So we're going to talk about that, unpack it, what's going on, how that came to be, all that stuff. Sirs and I are going to have our what to watch for ahead of the NC Central game on Saturday. We're going to talk about Conner Harrell settling in. We're going to give you game predictions, weekend whip around, and more, all coming up on today's show. So, Sirs, before we get out to the football field, man, we got to talk about this development that popped up on Thursday, kind of first thing in the morning, where I had actually predicted, after some reading between the lines earlier this week on Tuesday's show, that Carolina, instead of playing their regular just exhibition game against a non-D1 opponent and the secret scrimmage, that instead of the secret scrimmage, they were going to play in a charity exhibition game. And lo and behold, it comes to fruition. We found out on Thursday morning that it will be Carolina at Memphis in the FedEx Forum. Hoops for St. Jude Tip-Off Classic, Tuesday, October 15th, 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPNU, y'all. This is crazy. And this goes to benefit St. Jude's. 100% of the proceeds go to the hospital there. Tickets actually go on sale tomorrow, Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern time through Ticketmaster. Now, sirs, this is a whole different ball of wax than anything you experienced as a student athlete at Carolina. What do you just, first off, what do you make of this new era and these new opportunities?
I believe it gives everybody a chance to be seen. It gives a lot of good players opportunity to showcase their talent. Everybody's trying to be a brand these days. So with all the new TV deals coming around and, different schools raising their level of play and getting with the transfers going here and going there. Like I said, it's leveled the playing field. So it gives everybody the opportunity to showcase their talents. And for UNC to go play Memphis, it's going to be a great opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I think about it as compared to football. Like in the NFL, you've got multiple exhibition games that you get before the season starts. College football, man, week one, you're out there and all you've been doing is hitting each other for a month or two. How valuable, as somebody that has done both sides of that, how valuable is an experience like this on national television going to be for these basketball teams?
Like I said, man, it gives players opportunity to be seen and get out there and showcase their skills. I know there's going to be some guys that said Memphis that wish they would have went to Carolina, so they're going to get the opportunity to play against Carolina. And I know for me, that'll be something I'll be trying to do, my very best to showcase my skills. I'll be trying to put up some crazy numbers to just showcase coaches like, yeah, I could have been here, but in the end, it is for charity, but if we're keeping score, I would like to win for sure. That's the number one thing.
Well, let's talk about that side of it, the I want to win side of it, because like somebody in our Locked On Tar Heels Discord on Thursday was talking about like how hard should Carolina go, because like you don't want to get RJ Davis injured, for example. Like if you're Hubert Davis, how are you playing that?
Well, Well, you gotta let the guys play, let the starters play, man. You gotta keep him in rhythm. You don't want to exert them too much because it is just an exhibition game. But still, you want them to be able to get out there and get used to working with each other because it's a whole new roster, whole new team this year from last year, from the past few years. So a lot of those guys played together, but now it's a whole new turnaround. So you gotta be able to get out there and be able to get a good feel for the guys you're going to go into the season and go into battle with.
And as you said, if we're going to play, let's get a dub. But at the same time, folks, it's like you're going to probably see different types of rotations. You're going to see guys get minutes that won't get as many minutes come the regular season. Yeah. So there's going to be all that sort of stuff. And Memphis, I don't know if you've been keeping up with this, Sirs, is in a little bit of disarray right now. Just like last week, Penny fired like 3 of his assistants and another staff member. Did you see this?
No, why did he fire? What's going on in Memphis?
2 months before the season starts.
Right, absolutely.
There's yet another, some kind of notice of allegations against Memphis. Yet again, it feels like they're always in some sort of trouble and hot water with the NCAA. And so it seems like there's an AP story. I'll link it in the show notes, but there's an AP story detailing this whole thing. And I think this is Penny just trying to get out ahead of this thing and not get caught.
Oh, man, that's insane. I hate that he had to fire assistant coaches, especially after they don't build relationship with those players on the team. And now you're going in the season with just him as the lone coach. Unless he hires some interns for the season, that's going to be tough for him.
And to your point, obviously for you, it would be like position group coach, like your secondary coach,
right,
whatever it may be. But like, I wanted to ask you, I'm so glad you brought that up. Would you just speak to those special relationships with your position coaches? Because it feels to me from the outside looking in that sometimes those relationships are more intimate even than the relationship with the head coach.
Yeah, because assistant coach I believe the assistant coaches spend more time with the players than the head coach does, which that's like, the extra workouts and coaching things to get into before the game and after the game, like pre and post game workouts and things of that nature. And a player may go to that coach for extra coaching and knowledge on a more personal level. So now that those coaches are not there, like who else can these players go and talk to? That's gonna be big because it's gonna come a point in the season where they're gonna have trouble. They're gonna have issues, whether it's on the court, off the court. And then with those assistant coaches that they can lean on not being there, man, that can affect the team.
Man, that's rough. Also, Sirs, do you remember what happened the last time the basketball Tar Heels played in the FedEx Forum, or perhaps when that was?
No, not at all.
2017, Elite 8 against the Kentucky Wildcats.
Oh, yeah, we won that, right?
A young man, largely unknown at that point, by the name of Luke May.
Yeah, the Luke May shot.
Gets that
little. It's crazy because I watched the game, but didn't know that was in Memphis at the FedEx Forum. No.
Yeah. So at that point, nobody really knew who Luke May was. Obviously, like Tar Heels did, but
Tar Heels knew, absolutely.
Didn't. Theo Pinson just shovels that little pass to him. Buckets is beautiful. Tar Heels are going to the Final Four. Kentucky is going home. Next, about 9-10 days later, Carolina's sitting there as the national champions in 2017. That was the last time the Tar Heels played in this building. So there's some special juju, and that should be
absolutely, man. Let's go ahead and get another win.
Honestly, great way to get the season going. And so, folks, here's kind of where this comes from. For a long time in the preseason, you've been able to play two games. You could do a exhibition game against a non-Division I opponent and or a secret scrimmage with no media, nobody allowed in. You could do 2 of either or 1 of each of those. But now, as of August 1st, the NCAA's Committee for Legislative Relief approved this thing where you can now play a charity exhibition game, sell tickets to it, and all the proceeds have to go to the charity that is designated by both teams. And you can do that for either or both of your preseason games. So now you got 2 games and 3 options. For example, Carolina has typically done an exhibition and a secret scrimmage. Now they're going to do an exhibition, not a secret scrimmage, and they're going to do this charity exhibition. But Memphis, for example, both of their games are charity exhibitions against Carolina and 1 against Alabama. Alabama is doing 2 charity exhibitions, 1 against Memphis and 1 against Wake. And so, sirs, I think this thing's going to be here to stay. This event is being named. And so, man, I think this might become a real preseason thing that we get to watch year after year. What do you think about that?
I mean, that'd be dope, especially for college basketball. Again, to get a chance, get the guys a chance to work with each other with the new transfers that may come to the team and the new recruits that come in. I mean, the NBA still has preseason before they have the actual NBA season. So, I mean, yeah, I believe it'll come into effect for the basketball team now. Will football do that? And college football have preseason games? No. I don't think so. I mean, I believe they could because of the large number of players on the football team. You know what I'm saying? But in the end, like that'll be that. I think that'd be too much. Well, like week 0 is enough. You know, like
and especially with the expansion of the playoff too. You know,
right? Absolutely. Yeah, that may be a little bit too much.
So this charity exhibition, again, Tuesday, October 15th, 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPNU, y'all. It's great. And then keep in mind, Carolina will also play their exhibition game against Johnson C. Smith. That is Sunday, October 27th at 2 p.m. That was going to be on ACC Network Extra, one of those where you can't watch it on your TV regular channels, but you can on your smart TV. Just open up the ESPN app, and it will be in there. Sirs, it's time to go to football, baby. We got to get ready for NC Central. You know, folks, that we got our what to watch for coming up. Sirs and I each got a couple things to throw your way to help you get ready for this game. Coming up in just a second. Right after I tell you about eBay Motors, passion, drive, and patience. The formula for winning championships is also what keeps your ride or die alive. eBay Motors has everything you need to maintain your vehicle and level it up to peak performance. From superchargers to roof racks, exhaust kits to LED headlights, and more. Whether you're into speed or power or style, eBay Motors has got you covered. With over 122 million parts for your number one ride or die, you're always going to find exactly what you're looking for. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, your part is guaranteed to fit your ride every time or you get your money back. Why? Because with eBay Motors, you're burning rubber, not cash. With all the parts you need at the prices you want, it's easy to make your car the MVP and bring home huge wins. So keep your ride or die alive right now at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply. eBay Guaranteed Fit only available to U.S. customers. This episode is also brought to you by LinkedIn. When you're hiring for your small business, you want to find quality professionals that are right for the role. That's why you got to check out LinkedIn Jobs, which has the tools to help find the right professionals for your team faster and for free. LinkedIn isn't just some other job board. They help you hire professionals that you can't find anywhere else, even those who might not be actively looking, but might be open to just that perfect job. Hey, I need a defensive back. I'm calling Denoris Searcy because he could come out of retirement and knock that junk out. In a given month, over 70% of LinkedIn users don't visit other leading job sites. So if you're not looking on LinkedIn, you're looking in the wrong place. Look, LinkedIn is constantly trying to find ways to make the process easier for you. They recently launched a feature that helps you write job descriptions because you might not have the time or capability to do so. That makes this process even quicker. So post your job for free right now at linkedin.com/lockedoncollege. Again, that's linkedin.com/lockedoncollege to post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply. All right, guys, we're getting ready for Carolina hosting NC Central. Week 3 of the season. Tar Heels 2-0 coming into this thing. We'll talk game details in a second, but we're looking to move to 3-0, halfway to bowl eligibility 3 weeks in. And what we're going to do now is move into our What to Watch For segment, where we give you 4 things that we think you should be on the lookout for in this game to help make you a better prepared fan. Sirs, why don't you start us off with number 1?
All right, number 1, what to watch for. QB development. We got Conner making his second home start. He did pretty good last week against UNC Charlotte. You know, a couple of touchdowns. Made some hell of a throw, especially on that one trick play they had on the deep ball. That was a hell of a throw, man. But he did have one interception, so we would like to see him.
He got hit on that one, didn't he? If I remember correctly,
I believe so.
As he delivered, yeah.
So it may be, but yeah, but still, we don't want any turnover. We got to protect the ball. So yeah, but to keep developing him, keep building his confidence. Just let him go out here and let him sling it, do what he does best, man. And just be ready, man. Just be ready to keep improving because we're gonna need him going into the season. especially when we get into conference play. So just keep building his confidence and be great for the team.
Let me ask you a couple things to follow up on that, Sirs. Which, by the way, Max Johnson got to come back to Chapel Hill this week. That's great.
Right. I saw that. That's
home.
good. That's great for him.
And I saw his dad, Brad, had tweeted something about it this week. And so, man, I'm excited for him to be back around the team and let them wrap him up. I know that's a big
absolutely.
deal.
Lift his spirits.
Yes, man, it's got to be devastating to go through something like that. But for Conner, man, it really felt to me like last week, Sirs, for example, first series of the game was 3-and-out. That was the only 3-and-out Carolina had all day on offense. What did you see that you thought, like at what point maybe did it seem like Conner was really starting to settle in a little bit?
When he got the ball out more quicker, he was able to the offensive line did a good job in protecting him and whatnot. I think he had to get out there and get his feet wet. Like he wasn't coming in behind the 8 ball. He was actually getting to start from opening tip off, but he still had to get those jitters out. Last time he had started was in the bowl game, but that's different. It was expectations, but wasn't too much of expectations because it's not the college football playoffs. So you just trying to play the bowl game, develop guys going into next year. If you win, you win. You lose, it doesn't matter because it's not the playoffs. So, but now he knows he's the guy. He's not filling in even though yes, you want to get better. And you always want to showcase your skills, but now you're the guy. You have to prove every week that you can handle this job. And then, so I believe after that first series, he was able to get those jitters out. First little bit of contact, he probably had to shake it off a bit, but then he started showing his confidence and started showing his skill set. Like I said, that throw he had on that wheel route to Bryson Nesbitt was pretty, man. So
yes.
He made a heck of a few throws, man. So you can see his confidence building, and he's able to just take more control of the offense.
How much help is it going to be to have that game's worth of film for him and for Coach Lindsey and the staff to break down as they prepared for this NC Central game? How much of a factor will that be?
It's a full game of evaluation. He can evaluate himself, see where his flaws is, where he messed up, where things he did good, things he did not so good. He could it's a growth because nobody's perfect. He knows he could be better. Yeah, everybody believes he wants to be better, including himself. So he's going to take that into accountability. And now that he has a full game of film in a regular season, he's going to use that to keep building momentum, man, and be a great quarterback.
Last question I wanted to ask about the quarterback side of things. For my side of it, Sirs, I really want to see a ton of Conner Harrell. The more reps he can get, the better. As you said, as we prepare for James Madison's the toughest of these kind of lower level teams, and then straight on into ACC play.
Right.
But how important is it, and how many reps or how many series would you like to see Jacoby Criswell get in there and get?
Well, it depends on how the flow of the game is because we want to be up big to watch him come in at least towards the end of the third and all of the fourth quarter. Okay. But the first team has to come out there and do their job. You can't no matter who you're playing, you got to go out there. You got to prove yourself every week because anybody can be beat if you're not prepared. So I would love for the game to be kind of out of reach by the mid third so that we can get them in there. But right now, I just want to keep seeing Conner Harrell develop because he's earned it. He's earned the right to play. He's earned the right to come in and be our starter in the backup situation. But now he's not the backup because Max is out for the year. He knows he's the guy unless he shows he can't handle it. So it's his to lose. He just got to keep going out there and keep building his confidence, showing the team he can handle it. Because if the QB is confident, the whole offense is going to be confident because everybody going to believe like we got the guy that can get the job done. So and everybody plays harder.
All right. Here's the hoping game flow does what we need it to do.
Right. And absolutely,
we can get the ones out midway through the third quarter or after a series of 2. We'll see how that goes. Let's flip to the other side of the ball. What to watch for? Number 2 coming from me. This run defense has been it. So far, they have showed out. The thing is, Sirs, against Minnesota is down their stud running back. Against Charlotte. It's Charlotte. All due respect. And so it's like, man, I tell you, the run defense has been great. The second half of the Minnesota game, under 20 yards rushing allowed. First half of the Charlotte game, under 20 rush yards allowed. Obviously, in college football, we always have to give the asterisk that sack yardage counts against your rushing total, but whatever. Still, under 20 yards rushing in each of those two halves, and I think the total for the Charlotte game was 49 yards allowed. So far, so good on those returns for Jeff Collins' run defense unit. We're going to watch for that again, and hopefully there is more of that. Sirs, how much can you actually learn, though, in a game against NC Central when you're favored by like over 30 points about this run deep?
Well, in games like this, you want to execute your scheme, execute your system. That builds your confidence in your defense, because that shows the defense that no matter who we play against, we can stop anybody. But you want to be able to try. Some coaches in games like this may want to try new looks, may try new things, So maybe get a rep at it, get a look at it to see how it looks against this formation or this offense, because we may see that same front or formation down the line from other teams in conference play. So we've been up against it and we've seen it. It improves your chances tremendously, especially if you remember it. But games like this, you want to really execute what you do well. These are one of these games you just line up and just play. Like you just, I mean, that for real. Like
absolutely.
It's not about trying to, not about trying to like trick the offense or scheme against it. I mean, because in all honestly, you believe you have the better players, the bigger team, the faster team. That's why you're Carolina and you're Central. Not knocking Central or anything, but that's normally how it is. When you have more to work with, that's the nature of the business. So, but in games like this, you don't want to show too much. You just want to keep building your defense confidence, and you just want to call plays within the scheme to just let guys line up and just play fast.
And as a reminder, this defensive front will once again be without Kamen Rucker, who is projected to be out a couple weeks after having minor surgery. And, man, we're hopeful that he gets back really quick, because you need that man on the edge. But the silver lining is it's an opportunity to get Tyler Thompson out there, continuing to build some depth, which, Sirs, is going to lead us to what to watch for point number 3. But I'm going to press pause on that, because we got to get to our next ad read. So when we come back, Sirs is going to hit us with what to watch for point number 3, and we'll get you ready for the rest of this game, make our predictions as well. I think we're both going to have the Tar Heels winning, but we'll do that in just a second. Right after I tell you about Factor. Fuel up with Factor's no prep, no mess meals. Meet your wellness goals thanks to the menu of chef-crafted meals with options like Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, or even Keto. Factor's fresh, never frozen meals are dietitian approved and ready to eat in just 2 minutes. I'm not great at math, but that's 120 seconds. I can even count there. So no matter how busy you are, you'll always have time to enjoy these nutritious, great tasting meals. Make today the first day you kickstart a healthy new routine. What are you waiting on? Because with 35 different meals and more than 60 add-ons to choose from every week, you'll always find new flavors to explore. Treat yourself to restaurant quality meals that feature premium ingredients like a filet. Hello, my favorite. Give me that medium. How do you get your steak cooked, sirs?
Oh man, hey, medium rare or well done.
Man, you go both sides of the spectrum, bro.
Man, depends on what it is. Whether it's a New York strip or or T-bone or nice cube steak, it varies. So I mean, depending on what kind of steak I get, like maybe a nice ribeye. You know what I'm saying?
Let's hit it. So whether you get a filet or whatever cut of meat, shrimp, blackened salmon, man, Factor's got it for you. So head to factormeals.com/LockedOnCollege50 and use the code LockedOnCollege50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month. Once again, that's code LockedOnCollege50 at factormeals.com/LockedOnCollege50 for 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month while your subscription is active. All right, we're getting you ready for Carolina hosting NC Central tomorrow, Saturday. We're talking our what to watch for. Sirs, what is point number 3?
Point number 3 or what to watch for is getting the young players more experience and more involved in the offense and the defense.
Yes.
More preferably, defensive side with Cameron Rucker being out, we want to get some more edge guys that can come in and relieve him for when he does come back. We don't have to play him 60 snaps a game because we got guys behind him. We got good depth. So this has been a good chance and good time to develop that young depth with Tyler Thompson and even Jay Brown Harvey. Get them both in there, man. Yeah. And then also at the linebacker position, keep building that depth. Get Caleb LaValle in there on some more reps. Michael Short in there on some reps. Because you got a proven guy, Powell Echols, so you want to get him out there, keep him going, get him some snaps, but also you want to get him out of there to keep him healthy for the next game, and also keep building depth at backer because this is liable to his last year too. So you want to see who can be able to fill in beside Amari Campbell for the foreseeable future. So yeah, absolutely, him, Michael Short and Caleb LaValle can get some snaps in there as well on defense, man. Also get some new in the back end with the DBs, with Huzzy being a senior, and I think we Stick Lane being a senior. So get some good look at some young guys at corner and safety. But that's the main thing. You want to be able to continue to develop that depth going into the ACC play because you don't want guys going in there with the big eyes once the bright lights get to flowing and the conference play, man. You don't want to find out when it's too late. You want to find out now what you have.
That's right. Going to be at Wallace Wade in 2 weeks.
Oh, my God. Right.
Man, and I can't remember. I remember there was, talking about Jay Brown Harvey. I don't remember what the play was. He did something last week, and I was like, Jay Brown Harvey's out there getting it. Here for it. Let's go.
Yeah, so, man. Yeah, man. Absolutely. Like I said, that's why I said this is a week where you just call a scheme and just line up and just execute your scheme. You shouldn't have to dial up funky formations just to make a play. Like just line up so let young guys like these guys get out there and just play fast, not have to think that much. It's just a regular play that they can just line up and play.
Fourth on what to watch for, I'm bringing this one to you, is the secondary, limiting those explosive plays we saw last week against Charlotte. If I remember the numbers from Coach Collins correctly, he said something to the effect of 80% of Charlotte's total offensive yardage came from just 8 plays last week. Some of those chunk plays they got, whether, sometimes, man, he made a couple good throws. Another max. How many maxes are we going to face this year? Good grief. And unfortunately, he got banged up, had to come out. I thought the freshman they brought in at quarterback from Charlotte had a couple nice throws, had some good things he's going to be able to do as he gets into it. But man, just getting this secondary continued to just get comfortable and locked in, go make plays on the ball, get their head turned around a little bit more when they can. And obviously, I'm sitting here blabbering on this while I'm talking to an NFL defensive back. So, Sirs, I'm going to shut up and let you talk about this. Go.
Yeah, man. Like you said, explosive plays are what can kill you. And that's against any team. But unfortunately, we still are able to come out with the win. But like you said, man, we got to be able to get our head around on the deep ball. Got to be able to play. We got to be able to turn it to some receivers. Once we get our hands on it, go to instant offense and try to make something out of it, like score with it and whatnot. But you gotta be crafty back there, and we need guys the guys gotta be able to just keep guys in front of them, play your technique, man, and just be ready because teams are gonna throw it. It's a passing league. They're not running it like they used to. And then especially if our front is dominating the run game as they've been doing, and if that continues, then teams are gonna have to throw. So we got to be able to make plays on the ball, trust what you see in film study, and be able to, and hell, you just got to make a play, man, like that.
I don't know if I've ever asked you this. And, I'm not asking this to the negative of anybody else, but I'm just curious, like as people are watching the secondary, who in your opinion has the best coverage skills or the best ball skills out of the entire secondary?
As I see it, gotta be Huzzy.
Okay.
Huzzy. Oh my God. I see Huzzy. I remember being at a practice and the DBs had to do one-on-ones with like oven mitts on their hands, so they couldn't grab the receivers. And Huzzy got a pick with oven mitts on his hands. So I was like, yeah, his ball skills are second to none for sure.
I love it. Cool. That's exactly what I'm looking for. That's so helpful for people to hear. All right. So I want to transition off our what to watch for because we're done with it. So that makes sense that we would leave it behind. And look, here's the deal. This is a game that Carolina is favored by 37.5 points. And so, the expectation is you're going to win. And look, Notre Dame would say not so fast after what they experienced last week. And I get that.
Northern Illinois, Lord.
But that said, in a game of this nature, what can we learn from it? Assuming game flow goes like we expect it to, as we were talking about earlier, what are the takeaways? What are the things you can accomplish?
One of the main things you could accomplish is your scheme, the success of your scheme. Like you said, you just want to line up and play. You may want to, like I said, offense may want to throw a little wrinkle, or like try a new run here, a new pass concept here. Defense may want to try a new front here, a new defensive look here or there. But 9 out of 10 teams will just line up and just run their basic and just play and let guys just play fast and free, because obviously you want to win the game, but you don't want to show too much, because James Madison is a good team coming up next week, and then like you said, in 2 weeks we're over at Duke playing Duke. So you don't want to show too much, but you want to tinker and try new things here or there to see can you use it down the line in the season. So you just want to test the scheme out pretty much in games like these.
Yeah, I love that. Good call. So last week, obviously, there were several guys banged up. I think most of them could have come back were at the type of game that necessitated it. Omarion, for example, was available in the second half, but Davion Goss is running like a bat out of hell, man. That was crazy.
Right,
great performance from him. Bryson Nesbitt came out at halftime, unavailable for the rest of the game. Austin Blasky, the center, was out most of the second half, trying to come back in. The staff wouldn't let him. And so, we're going to be watching to see what level of availability those guys have. Obviously, we know, as we said earlier, Kamen Rucker's going to be out. Barlow missed last week, and they were going to monitor him this week, so we'll see if he's available. But what are you kind of typically looking for as tells? Assuming, for example, Omarion is in and good to go. What are you looking for out of him to make sure he's okay and going?
Might want to give him some touches earlier. I'd probably say give him like 10 to 12 touches. He don't need to really do too much or prove too much against this team that we're playing. But so you want to let him get his touches so he keep his rhythm, keep the feel of the game still good for him. But you want to see who else can come in and tote that load if, say, down the line that he aggravates that injury again, which you don't want. But also, even if he's healthy, you want to have a two-headed monster so you can wear down defenses and running the ball. So you want to see what you have. Like I said, it's a build depth type game, because you want to, like I said, you want to be able to build confidence and keep giving guys the chance to like have game experience, so that in the long run of the season, because the season is long. In the long haul of the season, man, you got guys that no matter who you put out there, they have the confidence to get the job done.
Well, we'll see what happens. Hopefully Barlow can get out there, tote the rock a little bit. I'm very curious to see how Bullet Goss follows up on last week's performance. Will he have that freshman kind of up and down, or can he just step right back in and pick up where he left off last week? So we'll watch out for that.
Right.
All right, sirs, here we go. Game details tomorrow, Saturday, September 14th, inside Kenan Stadium, 6 p.m. Eastern. This game is on ACC Network Extra. You won't find it on an ESPN channel. You won't find it on normal TV channels. You got to go to the ESPN app, open it up. You can do that on your phone, on a tablet. If you got a smart TV or smart TV connected to a Fire Stick or something, you can open up the ESPN app on there and watch it. So that's how you're going to go find this game. If you need help, holler at me on Saturday. I'd be happy to try to help you figure this out. But, sirs, as we've said, Carolina favored by 37.5 at FanDuel. Yeah. Over-unders 55.5. Let's make predictions on this game. Carolina going to cover that massive spread?
I believe so. I got Carolina 35-7.
Okay.
35-7. Yeah.
Is that's smaller than 37. That's not covering.
Wait a minute. I thought you said. Wait.
35 minus 7 is what? Like 28?
Okay. So let me aim higher then. I'm gonna aim higher. I got Carolina 45-7.
I like that. Let's take that. All right, there we go. Yeah, I was gonna go. Let's wrap this one up to 50, and I'll go 50-10. Give him
50 to 10.
Give him a touchdown and a field goal. Let's get out of here happy. But that's a 40-point spread that would cover. I like it.
Absolutely. It should 50 to 10. God, that's a thumping.
That would be a thumping, and we'd be here for it. All right, quickly as we get out of here, weekend whip around. Women's soccer was in action Thursday night, kicking off ACC play. 1-0 win over Wake Forest. Love to see that. The ladies now 8-1, ranked 10th in the nation. The men play tonight at Duke. They're going to warm that up for the football team for a couple weeks from now.
Absolutely.
7 Eastern on ACC Network Extra. The guys are 11th in the nation, just behind the women, and they are undefeated still, 3 wins, no losses, and 2 ties. Field hockey's off this weekend, that juggernaut with one of the world's youngest coaches in ever. Man, what a baller. Volleyball is in Manhattan, Kansas this weekend. The Little Apple at the Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas Classic. They'll take on Lipscomb tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern. And then K-State, of course, on Sunday, 1:30 Eastern on ESPN+. Cross country is at the Virginia Invitational tomorrow. The men's 8K at about 8:45. The women follow with their 5K right after that. That's it. Let's go Tar Heels. Let's have a massive weekend. Wins all across the board. Sirs, it's been good to be together, brother.
Absolutely, man. Always.
Folks, if you're not subscribed to the show on video and audio, make sure you do. You know that we'll be live right after the game on Saturday. So hit that bell notification so you get notified when I go live. You can just tap right in. If you're not part of the Locked On Tar Heels Discord, we would love to have you in there. It's free to join. Link is in the show notes. We'd also love for you to come join the brand new Locked On Tar Heels Insider Program, where you can text one-on-one with me. The link for that is in the show notes as well. You know the deal. It's always a great day to be a Tar Heel. We'll talk again tomorrow after the game. But until then, what is it, sirs? Tell them.
Peace. Go Heels. Go Bills. Yeah.